We begin tonight with Warren Buffett. Thousands of investors made the annual pilgrimage out to Omaha this weekend for Berkshire's annual meeting known as Woodstock for Capitalists. It's the place where the world's most influential and well-known investor turns business into a party, at one point teaming up with Microsoft founder Bill Gates in a doubles ping pong match. But he also gets down to business and answers questions from shareholders about his portfolio, about the markets, and he offers advice for investors. This morning, he sat down with Becky for a wide-ranging interview on CNBC, and she began by asking him about the economy's sluggish growth.
We're not living in a world, though, where I think you expect the U.S. economy to grow at 0.5%. The GDP figures are inherently a little more suspect in terms of being precise than year-over-year figures, but that doesn't negate the fact that the business is slow. It's not negative, but it's slow.
We also got a chance to talk to Buffett about some of his long-term holdings, some of the biggest positions that Berkshire owns in other stocks. Some of those stocks have underperformed pretty sharply versus the market and against their peers. American Express, for example, a long-term holding, is a stock that's down about 15% over the last 52 weeks. And IBM is another stock that he's come under pressure for his relentless commitment to this stock. IBM, he now owns about an 8.5% stake in the company. He did that at an average cost basis of just under $170 a share. Right now, that stock is trading at $145 a share, but Buffett is standing by IBM.
Well, we feel fine or we wouldn't own it. And we've never sold a share of IBM. Periodically, we buy a little more, although we're up fairly close to 10%. So we have not been an aggressive buyer, but we have been a buyer, and we have never sold a share. I think I could safely say we would be much more likely to buy more in the next 12 or 24 months than we would be to sell shares, but we'll make that call as time goes along.
And I just wonder what you think about American Express, if you still have the same level of confidence in it.
Well, I do, but there's no question that the whole area of payments is subject to attack by all kinds of people, and they're very smart people. They're high-tech people, and they're trying to figure out faster, cheaper, better ways of handling payments, and losing the Costco account was a significant item, but Ken Chenault made the decision that under the economics that were being proposed, it just didn't make sense.
The commitment of Berkshire Hathaway, though, doesn't extend beyond Warren Buffett. We talked to him a little bit about what he thinks if he's spoken with the investment managers, Todd Combs and Ted Weschler, who are now big investors, or managing a big part of the Berkshire portfolio. They each manage about $9 billion. And Buffett has tapped them to eventually take over from his duties of investing all of Berkshire's funds. He pointed out that Todd and Ted may not have the same views he does about any of these legacy stocks. They don't talk about it often, but he wouldn't be surprised if they didn't feel the same way that he did, or didn't have other places that they would rather redeploy that money. One other issue we got the chance to talk about is what's happening in politics. As you know, it's been an interesting race to watch, and it certainly will be one he's been paying attention to. Buffett has been pretty outspoken about his view on politics, but when it comes right down to it, he doesn't think who's elected president next has a huge impact on the future of America or the future of Berkshire Hathaway.
If you ask me whether electing the wrong president can permanently damage the U.S. economy, the answer is no. This country will move forward regardless. And there's no need to make America great again. America is greater than it's ever been at this point, but it's going to become ever greater. And it's just, this country works, and it works in a way that blows the mind.
For NBR, I'm Becky in Omaha.